Now, in the wake of Brexit and rising opinion poll support for Scottish independence, there is little doubt that the Union is under significant strain. But how should those who wish to preserve the UK respond? Do they have the arguments to win any second referendum? Over the weekend, Gordon Brown was one of many who addressed a conference organised by the pro-union think tank These Islands. STV's political editor Colin Mackay joined them in Newcastle.
I think there's quite widespread appreciation here is that they probably will be faced with the reality of another independence referendum in the not too distant future, and that a lot of the conversation here has been about people trying to think about what are the arguments on the unionist side that might be more effective than a campaign that in 2014, which might have won the eventual vote, but frankly did lose ground during the course of the campaign. And it's indeed as a result of the fact that they lost ground in the campaign that we might have another second referendum in the not too distant future.
Gordon Brown talked of federalism, as did the Scottish Lib Dem leader.
I actually believe we've got sufficient powers in the Holyrood Parliament already, perhaps.
Federalism is really a word that doesn't have a meaning for too many politicians. You know, often we hear about it as if it's a new idea, as if it's a zero-based approach to rebalancing the United Kingdom. But very often what they mean is just more devolution. It's just another tranche of more powers, but with a new label applied to it in order to try and disguise the fact that it's simply the same politicians applying the same idea that hasn't been working from a unionist perspective for 20 years.
Is it in any way an answer to the independence debate and the independence question in Scotland?
Well, not really, because currently that word doesn't mean anything. I think the challenge that devolutionaries who advocate federalism need to answer is, why is this different?
Someone described this to me today as an ultra-unionist conference, and if you look at the makeup of the audience, they certainly are that. They're also mostly male, and there's not much youth on show. But how concerned are they about the prospect of another independence referendum?
The threat of another independence referendum never went away, and it is, at the moment at least, ever present.
Boris Johnson says not in his term in office, not in the next 5 years. Have you got anything to be worried about then?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I am very much of the view that if there is, as Nicola Sturgeon, previously said, was her criteria actually, that if there was sustained, overwhelming public desire for independence in Scotland, then it would be impossible to stop that. And I think actually that's true. I think there is only so long that Westminster can deny the will of the Scottish people if that is the clear expressed will of the Scottish people.